fast.
Directed by newcomer director Jeff Fowler, Sonic the Hedgehog is the second movie starring the blue streak that speeds by since the Sonic OVA film released back in 1996. This time, he's in live-action form, voiced by Ben Schwartz, who you might recognise as Gene Ralphie from Parks and Recreation, and also from the college humor series Jake and Amy. I've never seen it before, but people say it's really good. The anthropomorphic blue hedgehog races way back on screen, this time alongside James Marsden, who seems to play a long list of people who hang out with CGI characters, who plays Green Hills Sheriff Tom Wachowski, Sonic's companion throughout the movie as he is being chased by the government and drone engineer / tech genius Dr. Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey. This film has been in development hell for almost 27 years, ever since a film adaptation was talked about back in 1993 to go alongside its television series Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, but was quickly pushed back on the shelf when they saw how badly Super Mario Bros. And Street Fighter did. There was an original idea for a film back in May 1995, when Sega were developing a new Sonic game for the Sega Saturn called Sonic Extreme, which was called Sonic the Hedgehog Wonders of the World, in which the protagonist would be an awkward 12-year-old boy named John Shpinsky, who would write a story about a test pilot called Sonic, who dies in a plane crash trying to fly really fast. And his dad is a tech genius who develops an AI holographic memory that's called XRI, Extremely Radical Intelligence. And he plugs his Sega Saturn in with a copy of Sonic Extreme into the AI, and then all of a sudden, Robotnik and Sonic break through the real world through the AI out of his TV. And in the real world, Robotnik turns school bullies into bully bots and sets up an amusement park that will lure kids in, and he turns them into robots. I can't tell which one of these is weirder, and that frightens me. What I do know is I really want to see that being made. We can make a Kickstarter campaign for it, come on internet. But the Sonic the Hedgehog film was later picked up in 2013 by Sony Pictures, and later a live-action film was announced the following year by Fast and Furious franchise producer Neil Moritz. Apparently, Deadpool director Tim Miller was also on board for this back in 2016. The rights were later acquired by Paramount Pictures, and the project was announced in 2018 to be released November 2019. Now, I know what everyone in every review of this film is going to talk about: Sonic's original design. Even before the trailer, when the teaser posters were first released, people were worried about Sonic's design. Even Sega, the company that developed the character, were not happy with what the filmmakers were doing to him. And then, on April 4th, 2019, the trailer came.
Gotta go fast.
Why? Why? This is honestly one of the worst designs of anything I have ever seen. Excluding cats, of course, nothing will top that. The eyes that stare into your soul, the human lips, the teeth, the small wrinkled hands. How anyone in the design team thought this was okay to put on screen is beyond me. But then, in March, something quite wonderful happened. Jeff Fowler, the director, took upon himself to listen to the fans' outcries and decided to change the design, even postponing the movie to February 2020 to make Sonic perfect and the way fans want it to be. He could have easily just said, "Oh, screw you, this is my movie, I'm making it how I want it, you're not true Sonic fans, oh, you're just butthurts fans." He could have taken that route very easily, but I'm very happy to say that he didn't, and he actually was really mature about it. And so, with the help from artist and huge Sonic fan Tyson Hess, who has worked previously in designing Sonic branded video games, comics and shorts, so this was kind of meant for him anyway, a new design had emerged, and the new trailer released in November 2019 seemed to be the antidote to the poisonous trailer that was released back in April. Sadly though, the CGI company, Movie Pictures Company Vancouver, that worked desperately under heavy pressure and with very little money by the way, was shut down by their owner Technicolor. It's actually a crime that so many animators with lots of talent have worked so hard on this redesign, and they are rewarded by being fired before Christmas. Now, even without the awful design, when I watched the first trailer for this film, I was scared of how badly they'd botch up the plot, given the fact that it now takes place in the real world instead of the video game world, making it a CGI mixed with live action film. And it would follow the same formula used in other CGI live action movies, in what I'd like to call the rules in every live action CGI movie. Number 1. They will spend less time with the protagonist and more time with the generic human character that nobody cares about. Number 2. The CGI character would scare the human character at first. 3. The human character won't like the CGI character at first, as they get on their nerves a lot. Number 4. They would warn to them over time. Number 5. There would be a scene where the human and the CGI character fall out and split up. 6. The CGI character falls into the baddie's arms where they split up with the human protagonist. Number 7. There is a big climax between the baddie and the CGI character, which somehow involves the human character. And finally, number 8. The human character and the CGI character reconcile, and the film has a happy ending. The end. However, the worry of the film being formulaic was the same as the worry of how the character would look after the redesign. Unfounded. Apart from some of the dialogue that felt a bit ham-fisted, like something you'd hear in something like Alvin and the Chipmunks or something, this didn't just feel like a film that allowed Sonic to gracefully land on the big screen, but a film that was made by fans for fans. I have so much respect for Jeff Fowler for going forward with the redesign, as it clearly shows he cares about the movie and how it looks and wants all the fans of the Sega series to enjoy this film. He has scattered many Easter eggs throughout this film, showing his love for the Sonic franchise, and clearly shows he's committed to try to make the perfect Sonic movie, but for both fans and for general audiences alike. Even the Owl Mother in the beginning, while many consider odd and out of place, including myself, was actually a hidden Easter egg as it resonates back to the Sonic OVA film, the original Sonic movie, as pointed out to me by my friend. I will admit the beginning of the film is quite a weird one, but then again, I'm talking about a film starring a blue talking hedgehog who runs fast, eats chili dogs, and fights robots. So, it also annoys me just a little when films start with a scene later on in the movie, then cut back to the very beginning with narration, so like, oh, I bet you're wondering how I got into this crazy situation. Well, let me skip you back to the few days ago when this happened. Like, I've seen this in so many different films, like, it honestly annoys me, but... So I didn't warm to this film at first from the beginning, but over time, I grew to absolutely adore this film. Ben Schwartz absolutely nails it as Sonic, and I was skeptical of him at first when I heard he was going to voice him, since he plays one of the most annoying characters in Parks and Rec. Seriously, he is one of the most annoying things on it. But I think he really captures Sonic's fun, energetic, impatient, corny joke-quipping personality that we know from the video games. And speaking of Sonic, the design for him in this is absolutely spot on. He looks incredible in every shot of the film. I'm actually glad they didn't go for the interconnecting eyeball, as I think that would be too freaky even for a live-action film of Sonic the Hedgehog. But they made his eyes just large enough and close enough that it resembles the eyes from the video game Sonic, as well as a vibrant blue for his quills, big cartoon gloves, giant shoes. It really felt like Sonic had come to life on the big screen, and I thank Fowler and the CGI team at MPC Vancouver so much for their hard work in pulling this off. This looked absolutely amazing. Jim Carrey is honestly meant to play Dr. Robotnik. He is over the top zany in the best way. Many people were complaining that Jim Carrey shouldn't have played Robotnik because Dr. Robotnik is supposed to be a fat, egg-shaped dude. That's why he's called Dr. Eggman in the games. But here, he steals every scene he's in. Nay, the whole movie. You just can't get enough of him as his maniacal genius, and you can tell he had so much fun playing it. Speaking of Jim Carrey, his show Kidding is debuting its season 2 tomorrow, I think. So I want you guys to go check that out when you can. I'm going to see if I can watch season 1 and do a quick review for you guys. But anyway, the action in this film is honestly incredible, with the slow motion in this being used effectively for Sonic's super speed moments, Many people point out that, oh, it's just a rip-off of Flash, Quicksilver, and even Chuck from the Angry Birds movie. But I think, well, what else can you do for a super speed moment? And it fits Sonic perfectly. And the slow motion scenes will have kids roaring in the audience. Hell, even adults like me were crying out with laughter from it. It was fantastic. And I should honestly expect the action to be good because this is from the same producer of the Fast and Furious franchise, so he knows what he's doing when it comes to action scenes. James Marsden does a really good job playing a human character. His relationship with Sonic is really touching. The chemistry feels really genuine, and it really feels like a buddy comedy between them. And yeah, and it's really nice to see a human character interact with a CGI character that's actually written well, unlike some live-action CGI films I've seen or heard of. Also, the comedy throughout this movie is top-notch. The jokes aren't too complicated for kids, and not too juvenile for adults, with nay a few, and the corny jokes that Sonic has match his character, and are actually quite laugh out loud themselves, so I can't complain. It's, I honestly was taken back by how satisfying this film is overall. How it feels like a true passion project by everyone involved, and you can see the passion everyone has in making this film. I have a lot of respect for films that are prepared with love, and for that one reason alone, I give Sonic the Hedgehog a golden fist rating. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this, make sure to like, comment what you think, subscribe, share, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Twitch, and as always, I'm Sammy G. Goodbye.